Okay, I have a problem with Smite. As the title suggests, the problem with freaking Smite is how the item system works. Now, hold on. I wish I could show you because Smite doesn't have an in-game items builder yet. So I don't just have all the items listed in front of me in a nice, neat, organized fashion where I can just go to tier. Actually, yes, I do. I'll just go into a. No, I don't even want to do that because I'm in the middle of a 4-minute queue. Because the higher you are up, the less likely people are on. Even though this is peak hour, so the game just started. Okay, but anyways, sorry for the long ramble. That was a really long intro for no reason. The item builder is just dog poop. Why? It's not for any technical reason. It's not for any UI reason. It's the pure stats on the item is not organized well. Pin is the best stat in the whole entire game, hands down. People will be like, oh, it's movement speed, bro. Movement speed is so bro. Go against someone with 100% pin versus going against someone with 100% movement speed. It will be night and day. They're doing 2 damage to you. Gosh darn it. And hold on, I just banned Afro. I hate that god, bro. Hold on, I need to ban someone else. Who should I ban? I usually like to ban Afro Herc, but Herc hasn't been as strong as he hasn't felt like that. I don't know, those nerfs just like hit him majorly, but he doesn't feel as strong as he used to be. But I don't really know who else to ban. I'm not really feeling a soul ban. Not feeling. I kind of want to play Aladdin, so I'm banning Hurt because Hurt kind of does counter Aladdin. Aladdin can't really ever 1v1 Hurt because he can just ult his ult for when he tries to reset for Aladdin. Anyways, this is about the item builder. The item builder is so bad because pin is valued not nearly as high as it should be, and two, actually I think how pin is valued is fine, but the problem is I just picked Aladdin, by the way. The problem is other stats are just neglected, like things that aren't, you know, like the main stat that while you're buying an item, like lifesteal is so neglected. Tell me, they had a 45% lifesteal item or 40% lifesteal item, I think, or was it 60? It was Typhon's Fang, like the original Typhon Fang from first Smite 2, not Smite 1 version, but the original Smite 2 version, where it gave literally just lifesteal, nothing else, just lifesteal, and it was 270 because they value lifesteal so highly, even though nobody built that item. Why? Because it's dog. It doesn't give you damage, it doesn't improve your time to kill, and it doesn't make you substantially harder to kill. Why? Because lifesteal works off the damage number that you deal. So if you're only dealing 100 damage with each thing, sure, have 100% lifesteal for all you care, because you're only healing 400 out of your whole kit for every rotation, while I'm damaging you for 1200 out of my whole rotation, right? So it's a balance that you have to strike. Like I think if you wanted to go a lifesteal build, it should be valid, and it shouldn't be, or at least it can fall and rise out of the meta. It shouldn't always be power, pin, cooldown. Power, pin, cooldown. It shouldn't be those three all the time. It's all the time, and it's always in that order. It's never cooldown first. No, cooldown is never the most important stat. It's always power, which is understandable because, right, that's what the game is just built around. Almost every item has power or prots. Like there are very few items that don't have both, or one or the other, if not both in some instances. But the main thing is you need a well-struck balance between the lesser stats like lifesteal, movement speed. I'm trying to think of more. You know, just like mana regen, health regen, like stuff like that should not be undervalued. And I get like mana regen is like a very minor stat, right? It's like a nice throw one to keep your mana up. Like just how they order items need to be rearranged. I think cooldown is not as, it should be lower price for what it gives you, in my opinion. I think pin should either go up in price or everything needs to come down in comparison to it, or just increase the stat, the per stat item, the per stat cost. It's ridiculous. It really is. Like I'm thinking, right, a 40% pin item should cost probably as much as those should probably cost more than the tier, the really expensive like Avatar Parashu's Dreamer Idols items. So just overall, and I got re-queued, by the way. This always happens. So now technically I have been in queue for 8 minutes because I got re-queued. This is ridiculous that I'm going to talk the whole entire time that I am queuing. And I started this at 4 minutes, basically. Maybe a little bit before, like 3 minutes and 50. But 4 minutes, I have been, just pick a character, bro. I don't know what is going. They even added a "it's your turn to pick" loud sound because y'all don't know how to pick a character, and I'm guilty of it sometimes. Yes, I forget, but I'm not forgetting anymore when I saw long turn. The item builder sucks. It does. Items aren't balanced how they should be, and it's really disappointing to see that. Like, there has never been a lifesteal build really that was good. Like, and the only people that could use it is Zhonghui, Hades, and Anubis. Those are the only mages that were actually viable with it, because their kit inherently worked to be viable with it. Hades, he does really good in big groups, and what's also really good in big groups, lifesteal. And also Pele. Pele was really good for lifesteal build, but once again, that's because look at all her abilities. AoE, heavy big AoE abilities that give you a lot more off lifesteal than, you know, your line that can hit only one person. I guess there was a AoE coefficient, but you get the point overall. Like, there was never a time where lifesteal was the build ever, except for maybe one time in like season 5 where you rushed Bancrofts because it was really good. And then guess what? They nerfed it, and it was never like that again. So I just wish that they would balance it better. Because why am I coming in and I see Bancroft's talent has 40 power on it when Spirit Desolation has 90, I believe is less expensive, or just as expensive, around there. But Bancroft just gives lifesteal, and it's just a stat passive. It gives 15 lifesteal, I believe, or 20 lifesteal, something like that. So you get up to 35 lifesteal, and then it gives you another, what? I don't remember. I know in Smite 1 it gives you 100 or 80 power or something like that, but there's no way it's giving you that in Smite 2. So it's probably like 60. So you're probably getting up to 100, which is really good. Don't get me wrong. That's 10 more than Bancroft or Deso, but that's it. And that's if you're max, so you're really low on health. And it's just, we got to balance better, guys. We have to balance better. Because the only thing that made the lifesteal build even feasible to work was Typhon's Fane getting percent pin on it. 20% pin, so they actually had a pin. Because guess what? Guess what the most powerful stat in the game is? It's pin. It's pin, not movement speed. I don't want to hear that BS. Pin is OP. So from now on, I'm going to be building as much pin as possible. I'm going to at least try to, especially like it sounds stupid, like, okay, do you? I don't really care. I'm still right, but hybrid and tanks and tanks have been so buffed, right? Because they nerfed pin, which I think pin needed a nerf, but honestly, I think pin is relatively fine where it is, because that's just how the game is meant to be. Right, if you nerf pin too much, then you're just gonna get tanks or hybrid builds that are impossible to deal with, because you can't generate enough pin in Smite 2 to deal with that if you need it to. But the problem is, it's hard to go outside of that because it just naturally gives you more damage, even if people aren't going full tank. I think percent pin should be if you're dealing with heavy tanks. Like a carry should always have a lot of percent pin, but a jungler should have the option of going percent pin to kill the tanks. Or not percent pin. And I don't know how you would have to rebalance Smite to make that the case. Or just make, hold on, I'm drinking. Good water break. By the way, I'm in a match now. The first 3 people of the game have picked, 2 on my side, 1 on the enemy side. I'm the jungler again, but I don't know if I'm gonna get Aladdin. I might actually I think I have a good chance of getting Aladdin. He's not banned. They banned a Willock. Is a Willock strong? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just hard. I'm picking Aladdin. I just said I was gonna go for the whole entire time. I'm really annoyed by the item builder. You can only build pin to actually have a viable build. You need you need, it's just a need to have percent pin. I don't think it should be a need if you're not trying to focus down tanks. But I do think someone should be able to counter you by building, you know, a item or two, and then you don't do damage to them. Yeah, that's fair. But it's to the point right now in Smite where you need to have it, because or the tanks are just going to harass you. You can't run away. You can't do any of this, which, you know, is like it's a fine balance, because right, the tank should be able to be on top of you if you're letting them. But if I'm an assassin and I'm going for the back line, and it's still better for me to build percent pin, that's a problem. Because guess what? You're just going to do more damage. Just factually, you don't do more damage with cooldown, because once you're in, right? You're in. It's very hard to get out once you're in, because right, Smite is a game about CC. So if they have a stun, if they have a dispel where, oh, now she's in her little bubble, it's hard. Think about Aladdin's kit. Aladdin kit does not work if he doesn't have his ult. It just doesn't work if he doesn't have his ult, or a way to get out with his ult. Because that's pretty much what his ult is. It's a health reset and a way to get out of a sticky situation. And it forces enemies to make a decision. Do I come in the lamp, or do I help on the outside team fight, right? Which I think is great. Just great design. I think how they did the lamp is actually really good. It's a lot better than just pulling someone into a 1v1 where no one else can be. Because it actually makes team fights a lot more interesting than just, you know, an insta die. I don't know. I just about to get into a game, but it's just, I just had a rant because I just had a game where we had all physicals, right? So of course we were no, actually we didn't. We had two magicals, but it was Ymir and Geb solo Geb. Ymir support is a mid Medusa carry, and that was a Pele jungle, and Pele's not even good right now, which is what makes me sad, because they give her like very minor buffs, which I feel like if you're gonna buff anything, buff for one to be on a lower cooldown. Like a 11-second cooldown would be nice, you know, not a 13 or 12, whatever it is right now. Also maybe give her a cooldown, or the Pele buff I would give before I actually start playing this match is give her cooldown to be used on her 3. That'd be nice. Or the more lifesteal she builds, the faster she builds back rush, which will give another reason for her to build lifesteal over cooldown like everyone else.